week I thought we would make a workshop bench, a fairly sturdy workshop bench, direct from a sketch. Really, a sketch is all you need, and it's very achievable if you have some idea of what your end result wants to be. This will be built with just simple tools, a few simple power tools and hand tools, and like I say, it's very achievable, so I'll get my jacket off and we make a start. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use this top to build the frame of the bench on, because I don't have a large enough bench to build it on. That's nice and flat, and I really don't want to go groveling around on the floor, so we'll be using this as a bench to make the bench before it is a bench. So we'll get on with it. The first job on the agenda is to laminate these two 45 by 90s together. First of all, we've got to work out how long to make each of them, although I'm not going to cut them up individually until they're all glued together and gone off. These casters, each one of these casters will take 100 kilos each of load. So we're using 6 of them, so it should hold a fair bit. The height of these, the thickness of this, the thickness of the top sheet, all added up is 142. The desired height for the bench I need is 875. So take one from the other, it's 733. So each leg needs to be 733 long, of which I will get 3 legs out of each pair of these, because these are actually 2.4 meters long. This top one's a little bit bowed, so I could put another clamp on the end here. Not much, but let's make it nice and square and flat. Okay, before I screw these together now, what I need to do now is just put a rough mark every 333 distance apart, just to indicate where the saw cuts are going to be made to where the length of the legs, so I don't accidentally put a screw right where I want to saw. So one there. It's only a rough measurement at this point, so don't have to be terribly accurate. Just within sort of 10 mil or so. And these are a very good tool as well. Recommend anybody getting one. Do when I'm cutting multiple pieces is I cut one to the correct length and check it to make sure that it is the correct length. Then I use it as a standard length block or standard length piece, and then measure every one off with that, so they're all identical. And then there's no mistake. Okay, what I want to do is, when I've constructed the frame, I want it to lie at least 50 mil inside of the outer edge of the bench, so I can actually use the the bench top to actually clamp things to. So what I'm doing to ensure that I have a minimum of 50 mil is I'll just mark 100 mil in on this side and 100 mil on this side, because I know this bench top, this sheet is exactly square. I'm actually using it as a template to make the frame. So there's that one there. This one here, and then I just cut the length, the spreaders to go across this way, and then screw it all together. Okay, having got the legs laid out in the position I require them, and I've got the spreaders of the frame all cut to the length. Next thing to do is glue it together, or glue the joints together, screw them with fairly substantial screws. Then I'm going to put a couple of these types of screws. You need a very strong driver to drive these in, but I do recommend them. You won't have a creaky bench when you use these things. A liberal coating of glue. We don't want it oozing out all over the place. Okay, now for the big boys that are really going to pull it up nice and tight. A bit noisy. I mean, a lot of people might drill a pilot hole, but I found that these type of screws, if you can call them screws, they hang on a lot better, and the joint is a lot tighter if you just drive them home without a pilot hole. Okay, that's one side complete, so let's have a go at the second side. Okay, having constructed the two sides, the best method I found to be able to sort of get to a part assembly stage is to mark out on the underside of your top the exact position that these legs are going to lie, and place them on there, and if you've done a good job, everything's square, which in my case, thankfully it is. Alright, so now we'll cut the tie braces across the sides, and obviously the tie braces for the inside of the top and the base. So I'll get on with that. Okay, having cut your cross brace in, before you screw anything together here, it's really necessary to make sure that you are absolutely square before you put any screws in to lock it in one side to the other. That was actually about 1 millimetre lying out that way. I'm taking that this is perfectly flat. I have actually checked it, and it's over its full length, it's within 1 millimetre, so I would say that this is lying out that way about 1 millimetre. So we'll be able to itch that back over and screw it out. Okay, what I've actually done, because I'm working on my own, and I invariably are, and I'm sure a lot of you out there work on your own as well, I've just tacked a nail in here and here in position, just to hold it there while I get the top clamped up and check to see everything is nice and square, and now I'm just putting a couple of screws in just to lock it in position. So sliding these in, that makes it a real solid job. Putting some hide holes in because I don't want to split the wood, and it's a little bit close to the outside there, so put a countersunk hole, and then cordless to put the screws in, because the corded driver, they're very powerful, and obviously a little bit harder to control than these. They don't actually have a clutch on them, which is fine because this does. Lovely. I like to feel the screw all the way in, especially when you're putting the screw in up the grain like that, and I really didn't want to split it out. So what I maybe didn't explain a few minutes ago, you probably saw me pushing on this end to drive these screws in. Of course, the other end I did have stop blocks, so I've just brought the stop blocks up this end now to to stop any movement end to end. Okay, so just at the moment I'm putting in quite a substantial backbone cross piece in the centre here. This will brace everything up and stop any flex in that area. Okay, we're getting down to the stage now where we're ready to put the casters on. So, we'll line this one up. I've decided to actually put 6 locking casters on. I went out this morning and bought another 2. I'm sure you've noticed that I build things to be used, not for show per se. It's extremely strong bench, I'm sure you'll agree, and like I said, it's built to be used, and used a lot. So we'll get up with it so we can use it. Okay, first time it's up the right way. Of course the bottom isn't, oh sorry, the top isn't. So yeah, I've got it up this way now, because what I want to do is cut the, I've actually decided to put the, I've decided to put the 12 mil on the bottom of the shelf. I've made adjustments obviously for the height, because I don't think that I'm going to be putting anything majorly heavy on here, so on the underside. So I think I'd rather have the 19 mil sheet up on top of this one. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So, okay, well there we are so far. So I'm just going to make the sheet now, drop them in, cut it in half, and obviously cut the areas out around the legs and then drop it in.